Hello everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. We are going to learn how to cut 6 pieces skirts. And this tutorial will have an Ankara fabric for this, a patterned Ankara fabric. So as we are cutting, we have to consider the pattern and be regular with it. So now our measurements needed for this particular tutorial is the waist, the hip, the skirt length, the knee length. Proceed by marking the full length of the skirt. The length of this skirt is 45 inches. The width measurement of the fabric is 45. So we have to consider the allowance we are going to put. That's why if you check at the edge there, I removed 2 inches because I'm adding 2 inches allowance there. Then that 2 inches, I will replace it with a band, a waistband. So I'll count from there to my hip line. Waist to hip line is 8 inches. Then the knee length is 20. This is the knee length now. These are the vertical measurements we need. Then we'll proceed to the horizontal measurements. Now I have to check the width, how wide I want the down part of the front panel to be. And I forgot to tell you, what we are going to cut now is the front panel. That's what we are cutting now. So the front panel, we start by getting the bust span, the nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. That is the width of the front panel. Here the width of this front panel is 8 inches. That is the nipple to nipple of this client is 8 inches. So divided by 2 is 4 inches. Now that 4 inches, I have to add ½ inch allowance for sewing. The same allowance, 4 inches. So I had to mark through to the knee. At the waist side, I marked 4 inches. The hip side 4 inches, and then the knee length. At the knee, I have to mark 3.5 inches because it needs to have a fish kind of shape. So that is it. Then I added half inches allowance to it. Then and I had to connect with ruler. Connect the waist to the hip to the knee, and from the knee I had to connect to the hemline. There at the knee, you now see the curvy shape of a 6 pieces. After marking, I had to cut out the front panel and use it to trace the back panel as a guide, actually, for the back panel. On the back panel, I had to just place the front panel on it. Then I had to come up by 2 inches in order not, so that when I'm tracing my line, they will have to align. So that at a point, I will not have this side smaller and the other ones bigger when I remove the 2 inches which I need to use and fold in the lining. And I'll mark all the way down. I'll proceed to cutting. But first of all, I had to hold down in place with a needle, a pin, an office pin. So between shifts. Now I'm done cutting the front panel. You see how it came out? Remember I said we are going to follow a particular pattern. So this, if not, if this material were not patterned, we would have used the bigger part, the wider part of the fabric for the downside, that is the hemline, and then the smaller side now for the waist side. But as it is, this, see the two colors, the colors, this color is different from this other color, so there is no need turning it. You need to have a regular pattern on the skirt. Determine how wide you want your back panel to be, the downside, the downside of your back panel. Remember the front panel we had 10 inches wide. That's when you open it, you have 20 inches. So here we're adding up to, because this has a fish, this has a tail as well. So we're also going to minus from the waist side. Here we are doing joining. We are joining the upper part, because of the tail, we are removing, or we are adding 3 inches on the down part for the tail. It's not going to be a very big tail, just something moderate that will not allow that the hip will not carry the skirt up and it will be hanging. So we are adding 3 inches and minusing it from up there. But before we do the lining, we sew in the lining, we are going to add it. And while cutting the lining, we will have to cut the lining plus 3 inches. The reason why we are going to do all this is because the width of this fabric, which we are tracing, we are cutting with the pattern, is not going to be up to that length we need. That's why we have to join at some points. And while sewing it, the sewing tutorial, I'll show you how to add or join a material without it being visible in any way. So here's me trying to add measure out the 3 inches where I will now place the front panel. And by the way, by the side I measured out 4 inches just for the center flip, the center tail. And then I measured out the zip allowance at 10 inches point. Now at the back knee, I still went inside by half an inch. Then I marked my back, just something like tracing. By half an inch from the 4 inches I measured out. I still went inside by half an inch to get a good curve at the back, so the hip will balance very well. The back, to give it that curvy effect so that the back will not just be straight. So I use my ruler to connect to the down to the hemline all the way down. So I have to also connect the actual skirt measurement to the tail. So here, what we need to do now is to cut. Cut all the way. Now we fold for our back panel. Meanwhile, because of the pattern, we are going to cut the back panel once. If not for the pattern, what I would have done is to maybe cut two and then use the other wider side, turn it and then cut the remaining two, just to manage material. But right now we're not going to do that because of the fabric, the way the fabric is patterned. So Keep folding until you get your desired measurement. Here I folded 20 inches, so I had to bring forward my center front panel to use and measure the back panel just as a guide, and then measure out 4 inches by the size too before placing my front panel. 4 inches. Remember, I folded this into 4. Connect the lines. The ruler. Okay. So measure let's mark the shape, the curvy shape from that line, and then measure the hip. Taking note that the center front is part of this measurement, so the center front we've already removed. We are going to minus it as well. So from the repeat the lines, the horizontal lines on the center front, mark it. That is the hip line, the knee line. So while measuring for the sides, you have to divide, and then this point, what I mean is that you remove the 4 inches from the main measurements. Like the waist of this person is 40, so 40 divided by 4 is 10. So 10 minus 4 is 6. So we move 3 inch without 4 inches, and then mark 6. Same thing at the hip. The hip is 45. 45 divided by 4 is 11.25. So mark 11.25 minusing the 4. If you check that the tape, you find out that I removed 4 inches. Then at the knee, I removed half and half this side, half this side. So the hip measurement is 45 divided by 4. You have 11.25. So at the knee line, I'm going to be measuring 10.75. That is minusing 5. That is half inch. That is 0.5 inches. Then I'll have to connect the lines. Remember, at this point I've not added my allowance, and why I'm adding allowance for this particular type of dress, which is 6 pieces, I also consider the fact that we are going to sew each piece 2 sides, so half. So if you check it, to join each piece to the center and the back, the centers, that is the front and back center, we are going to have 1 inch extra to each. So I added 3 inches allowance because I don't want a situation whereby after joining the client will say it's tight and will not have anything to use and amend, like free up a bit. I have to add my allowance the for the site. So I added 3 inches allowance all the way down. At the hemline I came up by 1 inch, just so that I'll remove it so that I will not be having excess when I sew. Not be having excess fabric coming down, giving me a very rough finishing. So cut through. Just watch how I cut it.
just removing half the 1 inch upwards from the down part, the edges, just to blend the edges, the places I'll be joining, so that I will not have excesses coming down. Making my work rough, so I normally remove half an inch at the edges of all the pieces. And now our 6 pieces skirt is ready, so we'll proceed to cutting the lining. So we'll trace it. While we're tracing, we remove the 2 inches allowance that we used to pull in. So here is the 4 pieces for the sides. This side, front and back. That's where the 4 pieces will be. Then this is the center front panel. Center front panel. See how the shape is now. So beautiful. Then the back panel that has tail. See how it's going to be placed. So one this side, one the other side, at the center back. So go back to tracing of the lining. Just place the line in each of them. Fold, place each of the linings, each of the fabric or the panels on the lining, and then cut. It's a kind of tracing. Cut exactly the way the main Ankara fabric is on the lining. Please, if you have watched this point, please just help me subscribe, like, and also comment. Please, I beg you, any question you have, just write on the comment section. Write your questions on the comment section. I promise I'm going to answer any question. Anything you find confusing, just write it on the comment section. I will respond. And anything you also have to say, still write on the comment section. Please like, share and comment. Encourage me with your like. If you also found it interesting, if you love the video, share and comment. Please subscribe. Help me out. Help me, please. Help me grow this channel, and it will encourage me to do better. Please. I'll see you in the next video, because I'll be showing the video on how to sew this particular 6 pieces as well. The joining of the 6 pieces, I'll also upload it. Thank you so much. Now watch through to the lining, tracing of the lining. The lining, a real lining, it's a thick lining, because this Ankara fabric is light, so I just decided to support it with a strong, thicker lining that will make it last. at least, after lining it and ironing it, you see it will have a little weight, and also last for the owner. Now I want to remove the 2 inches that I used to pull in the lining, pull in the allowance I added at the hemline. So it's 2 inches. I'm marking out. I mark 2 inches all through, because you know that the hem of this dress is, or the panels are no longer equal, so you just have to mark 2 inches all through, so you get the shape of the panels and cut it. While sewing, I'll show you the exact thing the 2 inches you are removing from the lining did, how it works. Please like, share and comment. Please subscribe also to my channel. Help me grow it, please. I beg you, help me grow it, please. Oh, my people, help me.